On July 11th, 2022, Little Rock police were in pursuit of a stolen vehicle. After struggling to stop the suspect, they called in backup, and Arkansas's State Trooper Tyler answered the call. Trooper Tyler quickly caught up with the fleeing vehicle and took over as the primary unit.
Here you go. 21 Lyric, I'll call it. Our street just passed. Our street, South Calvin, over. Traffic light, speed 70 miles an hour. So, 49. Stand by. With it. Southbound, Captain Wood. Shot.
Occupied 2 times 2 white males, Arkansas 14-9.
Southbound Rock Street, Patterson South Sandbar. Speed, say 80 miles an hour.
After Trooper Tyler took over the chase, he didn't waste any time. Within moments, he lined up and went for his first pit attempt.
Cornfield, 310 from South Alabama. Traffic is light, speed
60.
After the suspect was sent into a pole, Trooper William Cash made sure the chase was over, slamming his cruiser straight into the vehicle to block any chance of escape. The suspect exited the car and was arrested on the spot without further incident. No additional details have been released, but one thing's clear: he learned the hard way why you don't run from Arkansas State Troopers. On Sunday morning, August 14, 2022, around 7:16 a.m., a Georgia State Trooper spotted a motorcycle flying down Interstate 85 at 109 miles per hour in a 70 zone. As the rider passed the trooper's location, he looked directly at him, then hit the throttle. That's when the pursuit began.
Taking
a ride on the industrial. Took a ride on the industrial. Still got visual on him. Going to a stop sign. Clear right, clear left. Contact, contact, contact. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
I'm gonna get out.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hand behind your back! Hand behind your back!
Please, let me get through something.
The rider was identified as Ajuan Kendall, who admitted he was late for work and had just been jailed a week earlier for speeding on the same motorcycle. He was taken into custody, medically cleared, and booked into the Coweta County Jail, facing multiple new charges. Some people have terrible excuses, or they're just really bad at lying, and this driver was definitely one of them. But before we get to that, let's see how it all unfolded. It was November 17th, 2023, when Trooper Robert Rome attempted a traffic stop for speeding. The driver initially pulled into a gas station, but then hit the gas and took off.
Target trace coming up to Brook and Hill. So shipping out to us. Adam Charles Williams, 21 Davis. 21 Davis. Right on Brook and Hill, expectations. He just tried to brake check me. Driving in oncoming traffic. Speed 75 on Brook and Hill. Has some Prestwood. I'm up 253. Hot middle, ball cap, face tattoos. Right on 253, right on 253, back in oncoming traffic.
As the chase escalated, things took a dangerous turn, literally. The suspect swerved into the oncoming traffic lane, and what made it even worse, he was clocked at 120 miles per hour while doing it.
Has some lower speeds on our traffic water.
They just went past me on trying to catch a Billy.
You better show me your hands! You better show me your hands right now! Get out! Get out!
The suspect's recklessness finally came to an end. He was arrested without further incident. When asked why he ran, he said he was going through things. Well, not exactly the best excuse for speeding into oncoming traffic at 120 miles per hour. Instead of a simple speeding ticket, he ended up behind bars and probably with a lot more to go through now. On June 20th, 2024, a stolen vehicle was reported from a Walmart in Pocahontas. Behind the wheel, 35-year-old Sarah Bates, allegedly under the influence and driving on a suspended license. An off-duty officer spotted the vehicle near Sedgwick, and minutes later, the pursuit was on.
Y'all go from seat 1063, proceed 48.
48, John, for us starting to take off.
Vehicle.
We're running the red light here. One is taking off. It's 1037 northbound on 63. Stop the car.
31 Jones, proceed 14-4. Bridge. Okay, I'm leaving off this I'll try to keep that deal right here.
Seeing open road ahead, the trooper lined up for a pit maneuver, but things didn't go as planned.
What's your speed and traffic?
The 113 light traffic. I doubt she's armed, but I don't figure she is. I don't want to tear this little boy's car up.
Sarah, just stop the car. Pull over so you don't get hurt, Sarah. Just stop the car. Sarah, show me your hands. Sarah! Sarah Bates, I know who you are. Show me your hands.
The trooper warned her, but she wouldn't listen. And that's exactly how she ended up in a ditch. She was arrested without further incident and taken into custody. Now she faces multiple charges, including DWI, reckless driving, fleeing, and vehicle theft. On February 14, 2022, Trooper Cody Martin spotted a disabled truck on the side of the road, but just minutes into the stop, everything changed. Dispatch alerted him that a pursuit was headed straight his way. Without hesitation, Trooper Martin jumped back into his patrol car and joined the chase. He wasn't alone. 4 other patrol units were already in pursuit, working together to bring the suspect under control. After the suspect collided with another vehicle, Trooper Martin immediately went for a pit, but it didn't work. In fact, it only made things worse. Realizing the troopers were closing in, the suspect shifted into a higher gear, and his driving turned even more reckless. With traffic heavy and unpredictable, timing another pit became nearly impossible. Just as the suspect caught a bit of open road ahead, he veered off sharply onto an exit, trying to break free. And seconds later, he struck another vehicle, almost like it was intentional. The suspect was finally stopped, but you might be wondering why she suddenly slowed down after driving recklessly the entire time. After slamming into an SUV at the exit, one of her tires deflated. That was all Trooper Martin needed. He lined up for another pit, made contact, and brought the chase to an end. She was pulled from the vehicle and taken into custody and faced a long list of charges. On November 11th, 2023, a trooper spotted a black passenger car speeding at 97 miles per hour in a 55 zone near the Flippin bypass in Arkansas. When the driver passed another vehicle in a no-passing zone and began weaving across lanes, the trooper activated lights and sirens, and the pursuit was on. The suspect sped down the road at nearly 100 miles per hour, swerving into oncoming lanes and passing cars in reckless bursts. As they entered the city of Yellville, speeds stayed dangerously high. The driver used the turning lane to pass traffic and nearly caused multiple crashes.
Stop! Turning to residence just west of Alpha.
Hands! Get on the ground! You make an aggressive move and you're gonna get tasered.
He got out, laid on the ground, and surrendered, but moments later made a brief attempt to run, claiming he just wanted to prove he could have gotten away. He was arrested, tested over the legal alcohol limit, and found with open containers, drug paraphernalia, and digital scales in his car. The driver, identified as Kevin Melton, now faces multiple felony charges, including fleeing, aggravated assault on an officer, and driving while intoxicated. On June 8, 2025, Florida Highway Patrol in Lee County received multiple 911 calls about a red Ford F-150 swerving dangerously on I-75 near mile marker 123. Trooper Monsta Oka spotted the vehicle a few miles up the road, and when he tried to pull it over, the driver refused to stop.
Omar 1726, did you say 1031?
It didn't take long for troopers to catch up, and that's when the real action started. What followed was a wild series of pit maneuvers. Grab a notebook, because you might just lose count.
Pit. Hey, Teddy, take down the radio. Westbound on the right tire lane. Westbound into the neighborhood.
10-4, westbound on right tire. Raising right tire, going back. Still continuing north at the speeds of 80, no traffic.
While the woman behind the wheel seemed more focused on flipping off the troopers than actually driving, it only fueled their determination. With every reckless turn and every obscene gesture, troopers got more aggressive.
She stopped on the Vonter.
Other pit vehicles now headed back westbound. It's on the shoulder.
10-4, westbound on the shoulder. Making another U-turn back eastbound. Northbound 6 miles. Good to know they have our back.
Signal 4, 1050.
Good to know they have our back. Signal 4, 1050.
The driver, identified as Christina Slider, exited the truck, making obscene gestures and threats toward troopers. She was arrested on the spot, but continued resisting, trying to break free and throwing objects at officers. Now she faces multiple charges, including fleeing, DUI, reckless driving, and threatening law enforcement. On May 6, 2022, during the late hours in Arkansas, state troopers were conducting a routine checkpoint, a common tactic used to catch impaired drivers, suspended licenses, and stolen vehicles. But one pickup truck had other plans. The driver avoided the checkpoint entirely, prompting Trooper Tatum to jump into his patrol car and give chase. The suspect fled with his turn signal still on, and while it's always a strange kind of funny when someone runs from police but still uses their blinker, maybe he thought he was doing something right, or maybe he just forgot. Either way, Trooper Tatum wasn't laughing. As the suspect passed another vehicle, the trooper seized the moment and went straight for the pit. After being sent into the trees, the suspect trusted his athletic abilities and took off on foot. But just like his decision-making, his running skills weren't impressive. He was caught almost immediately and placed under arrest. That night didn't end with an escape. It ended in custody, and it's one he'll probably remember for the rest of his life. On May 26, 2022, Arkansas State Trooper Andrew was on routine patrol when he spotted a yellow pickup truck. After running the plates, they came back expired. He activated his lights and sirens, but what happened next was strange. The driver didn't speed up. He just turned quietly into the woods. It looked slow, maybe even harmless, but Trooper Andrew knew better. Seconds later, the chase was on, deep in the middle of nowhere.
We're headed back towards Mill Creek. He's fleeing now. Control up on this thing. We're coming up to Mill Creek now. Inbound on Mill Creek. If I could have caught up with him now that we're on pavement on.
Maybe the suspect knew the area, we don't know, but Trooper Andrew definitely didn't. The pursuit weaved through dirt paths and rough terrain, the yellow truck kicking up dust in the night. Eventually, the suspect made it back onto the main road, and the chase continued, deep into the darkness, with no signs of stopping.
I'm on Mill Creek. I haven't crossed any side roads yet. Thank you. We just turned off. I'm not sure what the road is. Up there.
Trooper Andrew rammed the suspect's truck straight into a ditch. The driver tried to run, but a short foot chase ended with a taser deployment. He was arrested and taken into custody. And based on the incident, the suspect likely faces charges including fleeing in a vehicle, resisting arrest, driving with expired registration, and criminal trespass, along with potential reckless driving and obstruction of governmental operations.